Good day, everybody, and welcome back to Everything Mathematics, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, and today we're going to be wrapping up our series of number theory, and we're going to be also be doing our part 2 of part 1 on the order of operations. In yesterday's video, part 1, order of operations, we basically look at the various strategies that we can use to perform order of operation, and we also look at the concept as to what order of operation is all about. Today we're going to just wrap it up with some examples and call it a day. So let's go. What's our objective? Solve various questions involving order of operation. And with no further ado, let's do some. This is what we have for today. So I'll give you a time. Well, I'll give you what time? Not in class. So here, of course, you could pause it at this moment, see if we could solve these problems, and then after, you could see if we get the same thing. Moving on. So here we have 18 minus open bracket 2 plus 1 close bracket plus 4. And as I said, it's critical first of all that we choose a strategy. And as I said yesterday, I like PEMDAS. I love using PEMDAS. So how I go about it, I write my strategy and I check as I go along. I check, I put a tick as I go along, as I complete. Remember, this is not about computing from left to right. It's about following a set sequence based on your strategy. Good? Why, you may ask? Simple. If you just naturally subtract from left to right, you may not always get the same answer. And based on what you're doing, believe me, getting a wrong answer could be detrimental. Imagine you're dealing with something in accounting or banking or even making an estimate. In real life, you will not want to be getting the wrong value. So in as much as you think this is just a math thing and you don't want to get the wrong answer, no. Let's look beyond the real life. You don't want to be getting wrong stats when dealing with things like money, spending, budgeting, income, and the list goes on the line. So that is why it's very important when you have a mixed operation to follow a strategy on the order of operation so that you will end up with the correct answer. Very key note. I didn't plan to say that, but it came out. So that's very important. So don't just see this as math. Think about the real life implication of making a mistake if we just walking with the habit of computing from point A to point Z. It will not always give the same or the right answer. Take note of that. Especially if your money is at stake, you might appreciate this even more. So let's work. Parentheses. So that's a bracket. So yes, we do have a bracket. We have 3 plus 1. So let's solve that. So we have 18 minus 3 plus 1. I know that is 3. So that's 3 plus 4. There is no exponent, so we skip that. No multiplication, we skip that. No division, we skip that. And then they ask us to perform addition. And addition, we have to be very careful here. I see a lot of people getting caught up with this here. This is not 3 plus 4. If we see 3 plus 4, the average one of us will get this. We will get 18 minus 7 if we add 3 plus 4. But this is so technical. You have to pay attention and notice that the 3 here is negative. Right? Remember, the sign of a number is always in front of the number. We did many videos in the past where we emphasized that all the way back to algebra. And this also came up earlier when we were doing number theory, earlier in one of the videos. So yes, this is minus 3 plus 4. And negative 3 plus 4, remember, if the signs are different, subtract the smaller from the larger, but you keep the sign of the larger. So the answer here is supposed to be plus 1. Yes? Take away 3 from 4, that gives us 1, and you keep the sign of the bigger number, which is plus the 4, which is plus 4. And the bigger number here, we're talking in terms of face value, not necessarily sign, right? Right, so that is 18 plus 1, and here we no longer need our PEMDAS because it's only one operation, so we simply solve that, and our answer here is supposed to be 19. If you got 19, check. Although I will understand if you got as an answer 11. I would understand that because that means that you add the 3 plus the 4, you got 7, and then 18 minus 7, you got 11. But if you got 11, no, that was wrong. Sorry about that. It's negative 3 plus 4 and not positive 3 plus 4 to get 7. Be careful. All right, let's go. Next one, and again, I write my strategy there. I am using PEMDAS. Alright, here what? For the purpose of this video, let me not be selfish. It's not about me. So let me mix it up. Let me mix it up. It doesn't matter. Let me mix it up. So let me use BODMAS. Let me use this strategy that it showed. So you have BODMAS. Let's try BODMAS. We just did PEMDAS. Let's try BODMAS. So let's follow this order of operation. So BODMAS, remember, BO is bracket operation first. So yes, we do have a bracket here. So that will leave us with 2 plus, inside the bracket, we'll end up with minus 2. 10 minus 12 is minus 2 plus 5. I'm not going to go through the breakdown of this. We did this in previous videos. Go back and look at when we did adding and subtracting of integers. That's one of the videos on the number theory, or maybe I will try to put it in on a card here so you could follow it up to see how to deal with those signs. And that's equal to, let's see what we find. So bracket operation, that's catered for. There is no division, so we skip that. Multiplication, kind of, slightly. We have 2 minus a plus and a minus. So that will end up being 2 minus 2 plus 5. Right? Then we have addition. We have addition taking place. And we have minus 2 plus 5. I know a lot of people will be tempted to solve this first. And again, that is if we are in the habit of going this way. But no, we have to follow the order of operation. We have to follow the set sequence. After multiplication, we're supposed to do addition. And addition dictates that we have to take out add minus 2 plus 5. And that will end up leaving us with 2 plus 3. Take away the smaller from the bigger, keep the sign of the bigger. And that will end up leaving us an answer of 5. So 5 is our final answer. However, notice, and that is what I told you earlier, sometimes making mistakes gives the right answer. But again, if I look at your working, you would lose marks for working. Because here what's going on here. Supposing we ignore the order of operation and we solve it. So we do 2 minus 2, that is 0. 0 plus 5 is also 5. So you see, we still get the right answer. We still get the correct answer. But you would have had what we call in maths a procedural error. So you would not have gotten full marks for this. Granted that, of course, you chose to do BODMAS. So you have to be careful with that, right? So yes, the correct approach here should have been 2 plus 3. How did I get this 3? This is minus 2 plus 5. Because addition comes next and then subtraction. Good. So take note of that. Very well. Next one. Moving on swiftly. All right. We're getting a little high tech here. I would use PEMDAS here. As a matter of fact, yeah, I will use PEMDAS here because I see there is a bracket and I see that there is an exponent. And the other rules doesn't cater for those. That's why I said I like PEMDAS the most because it caters for a lot of things that the other rules don't have. So PEMDAS is the most rounded rule for me. But again, that could be me being biased too. Well, again, you could take my biasness for granted. As a maths teacher, mathematician in training, I think it's a fair thing for me to say and for you to trust. But again, that's up to you. You could play around and see, but yeah, to me, these are guaranteed. Right, so PEMDAS, we have parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So parentheses always goes first. So with that, I would have 4 squared plus 3, and I do my parentheses. I'll end up here with 9, 7, 2 plus 7, that's 9, minus 25. And that's parentheses out of the way. Then I do exponents. Yes, I see an exponent here. So that will leave me with 16 plus 3. Let me leave it like this because I want to follow the order, but I know what I could do there one time, but I'm teaching. So that's 16, 4 times 4, remember 4 squared. I've seen students do 4 squared is equal to 8. 4 squared is not equal to 8, right? Because 4 squared is actually 4 times 4, which is equal to 16. And just for recording purposes, 4 squared is not 4 times 2. I would think that's how persons come up with 8, right? So yes, be cautious, be very careful. Simple, but little things like that could trick us. Again, we have to know our indices a bit there. Right, so yes, so here we just finished doing our exponent. Multiplication, yes. Remember, brackets denote multiplication. So here we have 16 plus 27 minus 25. Good. So multiplications out of the way. There is no division, so we jump straight to addition. And yes, we could add these two numbers here. We could add 16 with 27 is a positive 20. So these two numbers are positive. 16 is positive, 27 is positive, so we add. So here we should have 3, and here we have 3, and 1 is 4. So here we're supposed to have 43 minus 25. And we could solve that now. There's no need to. There we could ignore the rest of the set operation since there's only one operation remaining. So that's 43 minus 27. I borrow here. That's 18. Sorry, 13. So that will leave me with 8 here. And here I have 1. So the answer will got to be a well-rounded 18. Yes, let me make sure this is correct here. I'm subtracting here, and over here I was adding. So here we borrow 1, so that becomes 13. 13 minus 5, that is 8. 8 plus 5 is indeed 13. And then 2 minus 3 is 1. 1 plus 3 is 2, and 1 from the 13 is 4. Yes, so this is good. So 18 would have been our correct answer here. And let's bring us to question number 4, the last one. Ooh, this one looks high-tech, but let's just follow our order. And for this one, sorry, I have to be selfish again, but I'll be using PEMDAS because I see an exponent here. I could use IMDAS too, but again, because IMDAS doesn't explicitly tell us to do brackets, it kind of leave it hanging. So that's why I say I rely on by PEMDAS. PEMDAS does cover a wider range. So parentheses first. So let me put back everybody else as they are. So that's minus 8 plus 3 squared plus 5 divided by 5. Yes, 15 divided by 3 is 5, and that's equal to, let's find. So parentheses check. Let's look at exponents now. We have 3 squared here, so that's an exponent. And remember, just like what we did just now there, 3 squared is equal to 3 times 3. So that will be minus 8 plus 9 plus 5 into 5. So exponents check. Now let's see if there's multiplication. Yes, this bracket here is telling us to multiply. So then we have minus 8 plus 9 plus 25. Yep, plus 25. And then we have what? Division. Well, division already takes place inside the bracket, so we emphasize on the bracket for the division, so no division on its own. Then we do addition. And for addition here, we have a positive 9 plus a positive 25. So that will be minus 8 plus 34. And that will give us a final answer of 26. And this is our final answer. So yep, there we go. That's the end of our problems. So there we have 3 different problems out of operation. I trust that you would have gotten the same thing. And again, I'm proud to say this is also the end of, I believe, a 19 video series. I thought it would end up with 15 when I started, but we actually ended up with 19 videos on the number theory. So again, feel free to go back and look at this whole playlist for the specific ones that you may have an issue with. Until then, see you on Monday when we're going to go into our new topic. I'm still contemplating what our new series will be. I'm thinking of geometry, but I'm also thinking of trigonometry. But again, I'm also tempted to do measurements. So I will decide over the weekend, and by then on Monday, we'll definitely start our new series under everything mathematics. So until then, you take care. Or maybe you could share it in the comment section if you have any suggestions. See you.